take you around Tehachapi. It is a beautiful Sunday morning or afternoon, and we're gonna go through the main street, which is North Street and Tehachapi Boulevard. Yesterday was very busy around here. We had a thunder on the mountain, which was very fun. So many things going on. So we're gonna go through one of the main attractions here in Tehachapi, and it's the train depot. It burned a few years ago. I think they have the burn clock inside of the building. So I'll see if they yeah, so here it is, restored to its original glory. It is so beautiful. The weather is really nice today. I'm going to show you what they have on the other side. That is the BK Theater that I showed you guys the other day in one of the shorts. We have a very cute antique store right there in the corner. Then you have a real estate office. The antique place used to be on Green Street. Then you have Kelsey's restaurant. It's very popular with people. I've never been there, but some people like it. I don't know, for my taste. So then you have a old motel, and way back there you have the burger spot. So right here, let's go back to this one. Every year in here they put the Christmas tree. If you like a small town, this is it. Let me go to the antiques and funky junk place a little bit later. We'll do another live for that. We have a bakery here, which is very popular. So many people go there. That used to be a smaller building, and then they made it into the whole building. Now it's the bakery. They have so much business. It's incredible. We need a Mexican bakery here in town. So here we go. They have this little cute oh, there it is. There is the clock that was burned with the fire. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. This is the original one from 1909. These are original railroad wheels. Hi. So here we go. They have the wooden crossing sign, the Pacific Electric Red Cars of Los Angeles. They have all the different kinds of stops. So there is a lot of train enthusiasts here in Tehachapi. It is like one of their biggest traffic that they have here. They come and visit the station, which is, like I said, the original one. Let me see if I can take you inside. Where are you? Where are you from? They do a lot of events here. Today is pretty quiet because it's church time, but there you go. Oh, I wish a train would pass by right now. So that's this north side of the tracks are usually older homes, and it's like most of the original houses. You can see the building that I posted the other day over there. Let me see if I can go inside. See if they'll let me record. I don't even know if they charge. And if they do, we do it for you guys. We'll pay. If you've never been to Tehachapi, this is a great place. Okay, so here you go. The Tehachapi Depot is dedicated on June 5th, 2010, erected in 1904 to replace a former depot destroyed by the fire. The Tehachapi Depot served the community until it was used as a station, discontinued in 1971. In 2004, a local group began to process and obtaining the depot from Union Pacific, but successfully completing the transfer. Restoration work began under the direction of the city. The restoration was nearly complete when the structure was destroyed by the fire. That's the fire that burned that clock that is on the other side that I showed you earlier. So here's the name of the people who were very involved with it. Let me pause it to see if they'll let me record. Open. Oh, it says Thursday. Good morning. Is it okay if I record for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
What?
Record for her.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
We'd love to you to come in and sign our register if you don't
Oh, I
mind.
will. Okay, thank you.
Our museum is free and open to the public. We do accept donations.
Okay, I was wondering how much it was going to be. So do you usually give people a tour inside?
I can give you a tour.
Oh, perfect. That'd be nice. I really don't have anybody, but they'll watch it later, I guess. I had 2 people earlier and then they're gone. So let's see. I was looking at the clock, at the big clock that was burned. I mentioned that this was the new one and that was the old one because
Yeah.
I was in 2010. I think I was already here in town. So I've been here for a few years. Not that many. I'm one of the new ones in town.
So I'm just the other way. I was raised here, but I don't live here anymore.
Oh, so you just come for?
I come up here and volunteer
Oh,
here.
that's really nice.
That's my YouTube channel.
Oh, perfect.
Shoot a lot of stuff. Shoot a lot of stuff, so I'm up here all the time.
Great.
But
Well-
so you want to tour?
Yes,
No,
please.
We'll start in here.
Thank you.
Let's, if I could get
Oh,
you to sign
yeah,
the
yes,
register
sign
the
first,
register.
and then you can tape.
She's very demanding.
I am.
I can
It's part of
see
our
that.
funding process. We got to keep track of our visitors. We're supported by the city, and they like.
Today is.
Today's the 29th. Do you live here?
Yes.
Yay!
I love this place. I love this place. So let's see what we have.
So the original depot, the very first one, was built in 1876. When the railroad came through, it burned down in 1904 and was replaced by this structure, which is the number 23 Standard Southern Pacific Depot. The railroad used it for 100 years, and in 2004 it looked like that. The railroad and the city got together. The city built the building kitty cornered across the tracks over there for the railroad to use. The railroad turned this building over to the city. The city turned it over to the nonprofit that she and I volunteer with, and they completely restored it. They were completely finished with it. There was nothing in it because they were waiting for certification on the sprinkler systems, and this happened.
Oh,
June 13th,
Perfect
2008.
timing.
And that's all that was left was this wall. So they went to work by the whole structure not being destroyed. They were able to retain their status as an historic place, so they were able to get grant money, the donations came in, and they rebuilt it. They went to Sacramento to the California State Rail Museum and got layouts for, not just for a number 23 depot, but for this depot. And the only reason they had them was because when the city put the sewer system in 1938, they jacked the depot up and put an indoor plumbing system in. And so those plans were still in Sacramento.
Very
So-
cool.
Then, yeah, they opened to it almost exactly 2 years later in June 2010 and did a fantastic job.
It is amazing.
And I worked for the railroad for 40 years, and I spent the first half of my career on and off working out of this office right here.
Oh wow, that office.
Yeah, that
Not the
But,
nice one that we're looking at right now.
This was originally the passenger waiting room, and when they got rid of passenger service in 1971, this became the office for the signal department, and that's the
Wow.
department I worked for.
So they really people used to get off the trains here and
Yeah, oh yeah, this was a regular stop.
oh, interesting. That's nice.
And if you see anything that you have a question about that I don't mention, just let me know.
Okay.
Some of the examples of some of the China, that some of the railroads, when railroads had their own passenger trains prior to Amtrak, they all had their own China. Had their own designs, and the limited trains within the railroads had their own designs. You see, this was the Challenger.
It would be nice if they did it before, it could be done again, right? To have a.
Passenger service wasn't profitable after the 20s. After the
Because everybody was
1920s.
driving a car.
Yep, people started driving their car, and then air travel.
It would be
got
nice to
popular.
live from here to Las Vegas.
If they ever finish that high-speed train from LA to Vegas, I'll go to Victorville and I'll ride it.
Right.
These are examples of caboose stoves. These would have been in the cabooses. And what you can tell these are caboose stoves because they have cooktops, generally in a building, or even in the old passenger cars prior to using steam for heat, they would have used just the pot belly. It didn't have a top on it.
Oh.
And this was originally the agent's office, and the agent was responsible for the business of the depot, of selling tickets, handling any valuables that came through. It's what the safe, freight billing for the freight that came through here, and for payroll, and if a passenger was going to spend the night or something, they wanted to keep their jewelry or something in the safe, he was responsible for all that. And he was also the telegrapher, and he was originally, he would have been in a town like this the only telegrapher, but once Western Union came into existence, then they generally had their own office.
Right.
But he remained the telegrapher for the railroad, and that is how they used train orders to tell trains what to do before the advent of a modern signal system. So the train would go by a station on either side and send a telegraph back to this guy, telling him this train just went by here at this time, and this train
Right,
there was work
right.
going on out here, so he would type that out, and then he would check his little hoop and see how many of these they would have in this picture right here.
Oh, yes, yes. Interesting.
So we would take this, he'd type out 2 train orders, he'd have 2 of these, put the train orders, one for the engineer and one for the conductor on the caboose. When the train go by, you go out and hold this up.
Oh,
And come by and stick their arm out and grab this, take the order, and throw this back out the window.
wow.
They eventually designed those with the string on them, where they would grab it and just pull the string out.
Right,
With the
right.
order tied into it.
Oh, I
And then he
see.
wouldn't have to, he could just tie another order into that before the caboose got there.
Oh, really?
And
Look at
there's
that.
Somebody handing orders up to a train.
So they didn't always stop.
No,
Oh,
no, they never stopped for, originally,
that,
in the very
right.
early days, they did stop for train orders, but once they figured out that they could do that, then trains didn't stop.
don't waste any more
They
time.
didn't stop unless they needed to. If a passenger train was gonna stop here, they could pick up orders
Right,
while they
right.
were stopped.
But otherwise, oh wow, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. Well, I'm learning something too. See, I've been here for so long and I've never been here. I think my kids came here when they were in school,
Yeah,
but I didn't come with them that day.
that's it, first time for
Yes. So let's see, we have.
This is a really cool, there's another one up there. These are the old steamer trunks. And these ones you can actually hang your clothes up there, and then had drawers, and this was what people used before we had luggage with the wheels on them.
I know. No, we
Now
don't
we
carry
just shove everything in a
anything.
suitcase and
Yes.
jump up and down on it until we can close it.
Right, right.
At one time, there were 16 stations between Mojave and Bakersfield, which is 60 miles. And most of them were just train order and telegraph stations.
16
Yeah.
from Mojave to Bakersfield. So where were they?
They're,
Like,
it just depended. So most of them were just train order and telegraph stations, like these small ones here.
mm-hmm.
They didn't do anything, all they did was hand out train orders. They didn't, you couldn't, trains didn't stop there, there was no business. And they used train orders. Now we have a signal system.
Right.
And trains have signals that operate either automatically or by remote, depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how trains know what they're supposed to do. They
But-
just have signals. But before that, they had to be told what to do. So every station
Oh, I see. I
handed out
understand.
train orders. That's how they kept trains separated, make sure they
So
didn't
they
get too
don't
close
crash.
to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Or if there was something going on, track work or something.
Are any of those buildings still existent? Because I
No.
haven't seen anything. I mean, like you
No.
drive by, you can't see anything.
The only ones that are still in existence are this one and Bakersfield.
Not even Mojave, right?
Yeah, Mojave, they demolished Mojave in 1992. This was Mojave prior to 1935. In 1935, they took the top floor off.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, and then they just, originally trains would stop there. When trains didn't make much headway, they would stop there and people would spend the night. This was the Harvey House Hotel and Restaurant. And then once trains got more reliable and made better headway, they didn't need this, so they took that off, and then eventually they just kept chopping it up. When I went to work in 1979, and just this end way down here is all that was left.
Where is that the building that is right before the
No, this isn't here anymore.
Not-
They
not-
demolished it.
nothing.
It was right across the street from Carl's Jr.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so is that some little bit of cement left on the floor or
There's like little foundations. stuff
Right,
you can
right,
see.
right,
There's
right,
there's a communications building there still, and the depot was just north of that. about
Right.
A couple hundred feet north of that.
Interesting.
And then this is Cameron. And these are both in Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
And most of these stations, they started installing the centralized traffic control signals in the 40s. And they started eliminating these stations, and the last train order station went away in the 50s. And this is one of the last ones because they never did, until 2016, one of these tracks was still train order territory until 2016. Even though they no longer handed out, it was called automatic block, but they just relied on the signals. They knew how to keep the trains apart by then.
Mm.
And this is a map of the line. Bakersfield is down here, and we're at Tehachapi up here. You can see all the curves, and here's the loop.
This is where is it where the trains flipped the other day? Oh wait, no, we're in Tehachapi.
What's that?
Remember the trains that